Most people instinctively reach for water or coffee after a workout to quench their thirst. However, few realize that this choice could significantly impact muscle recovery and growth. According to research published in prestigious international sports science journals, the beverage consumed within 20 minutes post-exercise can create substantial differences in muscle protein synthesis rates. This groundbreaking study followed 120 adult participants over 12 weeks, comparing muscle protein synthesis rates between groups that consumed only water versus coffee. Within 20 minutes after resistance training, the results challenged conventional wisdom about post-workout recovery. What happens in your body after exercise? The moment your workout ends, complex physiological changes begin throughout your body. Muscle tissues start increasing protein synthesis to repair microscopic damage from exercise, while simultaneously replenishing energy stores and regulating inflammation responses. Research from world-renowned medical universities indicates that the first 30 minutes post-exercise represents a crucial window for muscle protein synthesis. Studies published in top-tier international medical journals demonstrate that nutrients and fluids consumed during this period critically influence muscle recovery over the subsequent 24 hours. Particularly fascinating is how the type of beverage consumed within 20 minutes affects muscle blood flow, nutrient delivery, and hormonal responses differently. Recent studies show these variations ultimately translate into measurable differences in muscle protein synthesis rates. Scientific mechanisms of coffee's impact on muscles. Understanding how coffee affects post-workout muscle recovery requires examining caffeine's physiological mechanisms. Research published in internationally recognized medical journals identifies 3 primary changes caffeine creates within muscle cells after exercise. First is the vasodilation effect. Caffeine expands blood vessels around exercised muscles, increasing oxygen and nutrient delivery by approximately 15 to 20% according to clinical studies. This functions like widening highway lanes to improve traffic flow. Second, caffeine activates calcium ion movement within muscles. Studies in leading international medical journals report that caffeine enhances calcium release from the sarcoplasmic reticulum, making muscle contraction and relaxation more efficient. Third is fatigue recovery through adenosine receptor blocking. Post-exercise adenosine accumulation causes fatigue sensations, but caffeine blocks this pathway, enhancing muscle recovery capacity as confirmed through multinational medical research meta-analyses. Water's fundamental recovery support role. While water lacks caffeine's direct physiological activity, it provides essential foundational support for muscle recovery. Research from world-class medical institutions demonstrates that proper post-workout hydration supplies the basic framework for muscle protein synthesis. Water serves as the medium for all metabolic processes within muscle cells, including amino acid transport for protein synthesis, waste removal, and intracellular pH regulation. Large-scale studies indicate that dehydration exceeding 2% of body weight reduces muscle protein synthesis rates by approximately 10 to 15%. Additionally, water supports muscle glycogen storage. Research recognized by international medical societies shows adequate fluid intake improves muscle glycogen resynthesis by roughly 20%. This benefits not only energy storage for future workouts, but also muscle recovery processes. Actual research results comparison. Key findings published in authoritative sports medicine journals reveal clear differences between post-workout coffee and water consumption groups. This 12-week study involving healthy adults aged 20 to 35 had participants consume different beverages after resistance training 3 times weekly. The coffee group showed approximately 18% higher muscle protein synthesis rates measured 4 hours post-exercise. The acute protein synthesis response during the first 2 hours was particularly pronounced, attributed to caffeine's combined vasodilation effects and enhanced cellular signaling. The water group showed relatively lower initial protein synthesis rates, but demonstrated no significant difference in 24-hour cumulative protein synthesis compared to the coffee group. Leading medical journals describe this as a sustained and stable recovery pattern, where water's basic physiological support enables consistent recovery over time. Interestingly, individual response variations were notable. Caffeine-sensitive individuals sometimes experienced elevated cortisol levels after coffee consumption, negatively affecting muscle recovery. This response occurred in approximately 15 to 20% of participants, highlighting the importance of individual differences. Optimal selection strategy by exercise type. Comprehensive clinical research indicates that optimal beverage choice varies by exercise type and intensity. Meta-analyses in internationally recognized sports science journals show different recovery patterns for various exercise modalities. For high-intensity resistance training, coffee consumption groups showed faster muscle recovery, particularly after major muscle group exercises like bench press and squats. Caffeine's vasodilation effects were more pronounced, with muscle blood flow increasing approximately 25% more at 2 to 4 hours post-exercise. Conversely, endurance or prolonged aerobic exercise favored water consumption. Authoritative journals referenced by global medical professionals emphasize that post-marathon or cycling recovery requires prioritizing fluid and electrolyte balance restoration. Coffee's diuretic effects could potentially worsen dehydration. In these scenarios, for moderate intensity circuit training or CrossFit, no significant differences emerged between groups. Since these exercises combine resistance and aerobic characteristics, beverage choice can depend on personal preference and individual condition. Scientific importance of timing. The 20-minute post-exercise window holds special significance due to muscle blood flow pattern changes. Research published in high-impact international journals shows muscle blood vessel dilation peaks between 15 to 25 minutes after exercise completion. Beverage components consumed during this period reach muscle tissues 3 to 4 times faster than usual, like moving items through wide-open doors. How this golden window is utilized becomes crucial for recovery efficiency. Choosing coffee allows caffeine to further expand already dilated vessels, maximizing nutrient delivery. Selecting water immediately replenishes exercise-induced fluid losses, stabilizing the basic environment for all metabolic processes. Intriguingly, these differences diminish rapidly after 40 minutes post-exercise. Research from world-renowned university hospitals indicates that muscle protein synthesis rate differences between coffee and water groups decrease below 5% 1 hour post-exercise. Practical implementation guidelines. Based on research findings, practical applications depend first on accurately identifying exercise purpose and intensity. If strength gains are primary and high-weight resistance training is the focus, consuming approximately 1 cup of coffee within 20 minutes post-exercise may be beneficial. Critical considerations include coffee quantity and concentration. International multi-center studies confirmed effective caffeine amounts of approximately 3 to 5 milligrams per kilogram body weight. Standard coffee contains about 75 to 100 milligrams caffeine, making it appropriate for a 70 kilograms adult. For weight loss or endurance improvement goals, water selection is safer and more effective, especially after summer workouts or prolonged exercise. Dehydration prevention takes priority, making water consumption recommended. Replacing approximately 150% of fluid lost during exercise is considered appropriate. Individual caffeine sensitivity represents another important consideration. Those experiencing rapid heartbeat or sleep disruption from coffee should choose water post-exercise as well. Leading medical journals recommend observing personal physical responses rather than applying uniform approaches. Today's content is based on current scientific research, and individual variations may exist. Those with existing medical conditions or special health circumstances should consult healthcare professionals. If this information was helpful, please subscribe, like, and enable notifications for more evidence-based health content.